I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mash, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and he also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Gavel! Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Rhonda Light for the murder of Kane Bullard? The real killer is... Look at me. I'm not saying me, I'm saying look at me. Detective Luke. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective? Look at me. You mean Master Mask did it? No. Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. In fact, he is in actuality the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Oh my god! Gavel! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Theft and murder, which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atlee confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, the famous detective was unmasked as well as Mask the Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. To be found guilty of a lesser crime? Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atmee's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. A guilty verdict as an alibi? This is the first in the series ever. This is unprecedented. You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Atmee's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it right now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Damn it. Mr. Luke Atmee's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. Excuse me, guys. If he were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this? Ha! A bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you! Mr. Delight? So, please, I'm begging you! Thanks, but my decisions will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Mia! What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix! Don't lose your way! For your client, take the path of trust. You gotta pursue the truth. That voice, it sounded like... Mia! Your Honor, the defense requested an immediate recess. Ha! So that's your answer, huh? Gavel! Alright, very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atmee to the stand. Yes, Your Honor. October 14th, 11:58 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 5. Mr. Payne is in here. Well, sir, Detective Atmee. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atmee. You were the one who... Gavel! That's enough! Whoa, this is a new judge. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Luke Atmee Hold it! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Who's this hoser? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke at me. Accusation? You accuse Master Mask? That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He's sweating. Why you sweating, bro? Why you sweating? Why you sweating? Pinocchio knows having eyes, dude. To be continued on the next epic. Nope, it's only 7 minutes. Why would I do a 7-minute part, guys? Why would I do a 7-minute part? Do you really think I would just split the part here? You guys think very lowly of me if I would do that. If I were to do that, why would you even think I would do that? October 14th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. My sis, I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then she's still alive inside of your heart? Nicky boy! Oh, Mr. Light. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Loyally Taylor that night? Or was he? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. Yeah, that's true. Like... But the thing is... I'm kind of confused because if Luke at me was at the place killing Kane Bullard at the 1 a.m., who the hell showed up at the damn museum dressed as Master Mask? There's a third person in this. We don't even know who that person is. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bullard? It's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Damn, we immediately hopping right back in there. That was the shortest recess ever. October 14th, 12:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. Courtroom, run back. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Gavel. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke at me, please take the stand, please. Please, please. Luke at me. Well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? Yes, I would never have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Master Mask. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I've been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could have known what's been going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Mask. Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Excuse me, take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are in fact Master Mask? Of course. Very well then, look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at the time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Atme, the night of the murder, speak. As I drink this fortress cup of coffee. We're listening. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I wonder how many cups of coffee he's already had. The alibi. I was stealing the urn at Master Mask, or as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. Okay. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now was all a part of his plan. There has to be a secret on this picture as well. There's gotta be a secret. Well, technically the secret would be that we can't tell if Luke at me because he has a damn mask on. Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Nah, bruh. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he's a fool. Where have we heard that before? I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. The alibi stare. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. Okay. So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is exactly why I'm called Master Mask. But conveniently, that also means that there's no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean? Ha! Are you saying that this is not in fact Luke Atme? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Master Mask to create an alibi? What an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? I can't name the accomplice. No, we're gonna give it up. Give it up. If Luke Atme was at KP security during the murder, then the Master Mask in this picture has to be a fake. Then there really was an accomplice. But right now I have no idea who it is. I don't have any idea right now either. Ooh, what if it was Miss Delight? That'd be so fucked up. Ooh, what if it was Miss Delight? That'd be crazy. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. Cause think about it. She was out that night at 1 a.m., wasn't she? On her motorcycle. Oh my god. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. Pathetically easy job, huh? I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lloydly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see. You truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Huh? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lloydly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. Photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. Okay. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed a crime. The very thing that proves you committed a crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You said that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose. It was simply caught by the very camera that he has set up. We all have days like that. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as a perfect crime at all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody. Looks like I better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo. At the time which the camera captured Master Mask was the same as the murder. It's not exactly the same as the murder, because that one was 058, right? That one, it said it wasn't exactly at 1 a.m. It was at 12:58. This is at 12:58, correct? It wasn't exactly at 1. That's the only thing I can think of right now. And the fact that, hold on. About the camera that took the photograph. Oh, come on now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lord Lee Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Lee Taylor's staff that printed the picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see. It looks like I better find something else that could be suspicious. So this alibi is false? It has to be, or you couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the master mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Obviously, the master mask is a fake. Because obviously, Ron DeLight, we already proved that it was a fake because he didn't have the little chain, the mask on the chain on his neck. And then it was printed out by the damn legit Lord Lee Taylor. A photograph contains no words, but in the case, one turned out to be my witness. Let's look at the photograph. Well, this is one thing that stands out. That the Ami Faye statue isn't. I'm gonna go back and present some, or not present, but I'm gonna go back. Which one was it? Was it this one? I think it was this one, right? Well, we had an option to say he had a What the? Indeed it is. That's the very thing that proves I committed a crime. The very thing that proves you committed a crime. Surely even you understand that by now. Did I not press this before? Lord Lee Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. What? I thought I pressed this before. Huh. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse, and this picture that supposedly captures it, it's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? What? I could have sworn I thought I looked at it. I was trying to look for the one where we had to prove if he had an accomplice or not. But I guess we can go with this. You bet there is. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft looked. Oh yeah, the golden face statue. That's what I was saying before. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Yeah, the golden face statue was supposed to be on top of the paint, right? What about this photograph do you find so funny? The paint. The funny part is right here. Why this is a blood stain. Oh, blood! Now this case is getting interesting. Oh, not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint. Yo, Judge, you've been playing way too much Danganronpa. I'm gonna need you to calm down. Oh, just paint? Oh, peach colored at that. I love it. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. Huh. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Gavel! Well, Mr. Wright? What is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? The statue! She says she used the statue to cover the paint. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there. Excuse me. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally. Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? Who was the one? Obviously, look at me. The night of the crime. It couldn't have been Adrian Andrews, that's for damn sure. Look at me, dumbass. The one who moved the statue is none other than... Look at me! Come on now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again. On one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue, here's what our battle results, here's where our battle really begins. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me, you pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing that you were at Loyally Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your life would have been exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you moved the statue. A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. What does the lie? Where does this lie exist? This is interesting. Maybe the box? Oh, the box! Because it's not covered in paint! The box! It's gotta be the box, right? The lie is Master Mask! Are you saying that this Master Mask is a fake? No! I was pointing at the box! I really wish you would start acting more responsible. Huh? The correct question is, why was the gold statue moved? Oh! So what possible connection could there be with Master Mask's identity? Oh shit! Your face has old buggers written all over it. That's a penalty for you! Ah! I was thinking too fast! Oh, actually again, Mr. Trite. Just where in this picture does the lie exist? The lie? The lie, the timestamp? AM. Is it the timestamp? It has to be the timestamp. Because if he took it that night, that statue would be there, right? And there's no paint on the box either. I thought it was that. But it might be the timestamp. Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, look at me with the KB security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Loyally Taylor at that time. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Gavel! But what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember if you will, Your Honor. When was this statue placed beside the warehouse door? Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Look at me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah! So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed there where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match the way it had been in the photo. Ah! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Gavel! Order! Order, Mr. Emmett, is this true? All these questions and more answered on the next episode of Phoenix Wright.